In the early 2000s, Nokia was the king of the mobile world. Think back to your very first phone. For a lot of us, that was a Nokia. Indestructible, reliable, with that iconic ringtone, Nokia felt like an unstoppable giant, ruling over 50% of the global phone market. But as we know, things would soon take a dramatic turn. By the late 2000s, Nokia's dominance began to crumble, and eventually, the unthinkable happened. Nokia phones disappeared from the market entirely. So what went wrong? And more importantly, how did Nokia manage to claw its way back from the brink of extinction? This is the story of a brand that went from unmatched success to near collapse, and somehow a billion-dollar rebirth. But the real question is, can Nokia's comeback really last? To understand Nokia's downfall, we first have to understand the height of its success. Nokia was founded way back in 1865, not as an electronics company, but as a paper mill in a small Finnish town. It would take nearly a century for Nokia to start its journey into electronics, initially producing everything from rubber to cables. But by the 1980s, the company had fully shifted its focus to telecommunications, and by the late 90s, Nokia had established itself as the mobile phone brand around the world. Nokia's phones were durable, affordable, and user-friendly. Remember the Nokia 3310? It wasn't just a phone, it was a cultural icon. Nokia wasn't just meeting customer expectations, it was setting the standard. Features like text messaging, customizable ringtones, long battery life, and even the game Snake made Nokia phones an essential gadget. By the early 2000s, Nokia was shipping over 100 million phones annually, reaching a peak market value of $300 billion. At this point, Nokia was synonymous with mobile phones, almost as if it owned the idea of the mobile phone itself. But that success made them comfortable. Maybe too comfortable. 2007. This year was pivotal not just for Nokia, but for the entire mobile industry. It was the year Apple introduced the iPhone, changing the game overnight. The iPhone wasn't just another phone, it was a mini computer with a sleek touchscreen, a powerful OS, and a seamless user experience that felt revolutionary. The world was excited, but Nokia underestimated the impact. At first, they saw the iPhone as a niche product. Internally, Nokia executives mocked it, calling it expensive to produce and noting it didn't pass their famous drop test. Nokia's focus had always been on durability and reliability. But what they didn't realize was that customers now wanted more than just a sturdy phone. They wanted apps, a touchscreen, a smartphone. As Apple and later Android devices soared in popularity, Nokia stuck with Symbian OS, an operating system that quickly became outdated. And the problems didn't stop there. Instead of embracing Android, which could have helped Nokia compete with Apple, Nokia kept developing their own software. This decision left them far behind the competition. Developers were building apps for iOS and Android, while Nokia's Symbian phones struggled to support a decent app ecosystem. Another problem was Nokia's overconfidence in its brand. They thought the Nokia name alone would keep customers loyal, so they didn't put as much effort into branding or marketing their smartphones. Compare that to Apple's branding of the iPhone or Samsung's Galaxy line. Nokia, on the other hand, named their phones things like the 5800 Express Music and the 808 PureView. The branding was confusing, and customers couldn't easily connect with or remember these models. Despite all this, Nokia still had one last shot. Enter Microsoft, another company that had missed the smartphone train and wanted to catch up. In 2011, Nokia's CEO Stephen Elop, a former Microsoft executive, announced a massive partnership with Microsoft. The plan was for Nokia to drop Symbian and adopt Windows Mobile OS, positioning Nokia as Microsoft's exclusive hardware partner. But Windows Mobile wasn't designed for a touchscreen experience like Android or iOS, and it lacked developer support. As a result, Nokia's Windows phones, like the Lumia series, failed to impress. They had lackluster specs, poor app support, and clunky software. Under Elop's leadership, Nokia's mobile market share plummeted from 33% to just 3%. Between 2010 and 2014, Nokia's stock dropped by over 60%, and the company lost billions. Eventually, Microsoft would buy Nokia's phone business in 2014 for $7.2 billion, but it was already too late. Microsoft couldn't turn things around either, and by 2016, they shut down the Nokia phone business entirely. It seemed like the end of the line for Nokia. But before we jump to what happened next, if you're enjoying this deep dive into Nokia's incredible journey, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more stories like this. From iconic brands to epic business turnarounds, we've got you covered with the latest insights and tech history. All right, back to the story. Just when it seemed Nokia was gone for good, a surprising new chapter began. In 2016, HMD Global, a Finnish company founded by former Nokia employees, acquired the rights to the Nokia brand. Partnering with Foxconn for manufacturing, HMD Global brought Nokia back to the market with a new line of feature phones and, most importantly, Android smartphones. Unlike Nokia's previous strategy, HMD Global took a much more humble approach. They didn't try to compete head-on with Apple or Samsung in the high-end market. Instead, they focused on the mid-range and budget segments, making affordable phones that prioritized reliability and battery life, Nokia's classic strengths. Their strategy worked, especially in emerging markets where the Nokia brand was still respected. By 2021, Nokia was shipping around 10 million smartphones annually, a small fraction of its past sales, but an impressive feat for a brand many thought was dead. One of HMD Global's most successful models has been the Nokia C100. This affordable Android phone gained enough popularity to become the 15th best-selling smartphone in the US at one point, a significant achievement for a brand re-entering the market. Nokia has also continued to see growth in its feature phone segment, filling a niche for users who want a simple, durable phone. In recent years, Nokia's financials have been improving steadily. The company's revenue, while nowhere near its $60 billion heyday, has stabilized around $5 billion. And Nokia reported some of its best quarterly performances in over a decade. The brand is once again profitable and, perhaps most importantly, is considered a stable company in the tech world. This time around, Nokia has a price-to-earnings ratio of just 5, suggesting it may even be undervalued in the market. But the real secret to Nokia's comeback isn't just in smartphones. In fact, Nokia's main business today isn't phones at all. It's telecommunications infrastructure. After selling off the phone division, Nokia pivoted to building network technology, and they've since become a major player in 5G. Nokia now provides telecom infrastructure to some of the world's biggest carriers, including AT&T and Vodafone. In 2018, Nokia unveiled its ReefShark chipsets for 5G, which were a game-changer in reducing power consumption and increasing data speeds. By 2020, Nokia had signed over 100 commercial 5G agreements worldwide, putting it in direct competition with companies like Ericsson and Huawei. Today, Nokia controls nearly 30% of the 5G market outside of China. The shift from consumer phones to telecom infrastructure has given Nokia the stability it desperately needed. Now, Nokia's story may seem like a happy ending, but let's be real. The competition is tougher than ever. On one side, we have massive telecom giants like Huawei and Ericsson in the 5G space. On the other side, the smartphone market is more crowded than ever. with budget-friendly options from brands like Xiaomi and Realme filling the low and mid-range segments. Can Nokia truly carve out a sustainable future amid these giants? Industry experts are cautiously optimistic. Nokia's brand strength in emerging markets and its strategic focus on Android mid-range phones could keep it competitive in the smartphone market. But as technology continues to evolve, Nokia will need to remain adaptable and avoid the same mistakes that nearly killed it in the past. The real lifeline, however, lies in its telecom business. With 5G still in its early stages and 6G on the horizon, Nokia is well positioned to remain a key player in global network infrastructure. This area may not make Nokia a household name the way phones did, but it could ensure the company's long-term survival and profitability. So there you have it, the story of Nokia's fall from grace, its near collapse, and its incredible return to profitability. It's a story of resilience, of learning from past mistakes, and of the power of a brand to reinvent itself. Nokia may never again dominate the world as it once did, but it's clear that this iconic brand still has plenty of life left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this journey through Nokia's history and want to see more content like this, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and share your thoughts in the comments. Let's keep the conversation going. Do you think Nokia can keep its momentum, or will it eventually fade into history once again? Let us know. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the fascinating world of tech.
We're driving the next evolution, where networks meet cloud, alive with intelligence, enabling people, machines, and devices to interact in real time like never before, and making high-performance connectivity more consumable, adaptable, autonomous, open to innovation, to collaboration, networks that sense, think, and act. Because by working together with service providers, enterprises, and the world, we can create a more sustainable, productive, accessible future by accelerating the impact of digital to reach people, places, and industries that have never been reached before. That demands more than change. That demands transformation. For us, that means pushing further with a clear vision. The precision of tech leadership, the dynamism of a new digital era, and the kaleidoscopic colors of innovation. At Nokia, we create technology that helps the world act together.